Ángela Rodríguez Feal has been participating in Cuban elections for decades. She says her family was among the poorest in the country and benefited from Fidel Castro's revolution. Now, she says, soaring prices are a major challenge for Cuba's government, and that's why its leadership needs more support than ever.
We need to work so we confront the difficult times, so we can produce more for the country. We have lots of educated people. After the pandemic, lots of people are struggling, and for a country like ours, with an embargo, it's worse.
Millions of Cubans headed to the polls on Sunday to elect the members of the National Assembly that will select the next president. Cuba is a one-party system. The candidates for the National Assembly are selected by a commission loyal to the Communist Party. There's 472 candidates for 472 seats. There's no members of the opposition, and that's why critics say that Cubans are allowed to vote, but not to choose. Disenchantment with the economic situation is everywhere to be seen. U.S. sanctions, power cuts, a 60% inflation rate this year, and shortages of almost everything have forced hundreds of thousands to leave the country. And that's why turnout is crucial for the government, to provide the new assembly with the legitimacy it needs to rule in times of trouble.
There are a lot of people that will not vote to punish the government, because it's a fact that a government in the middle of a crisis is a government that gets punished. But at the same time, the new National Assembly needs to get involved in the day-to-day problems people face and get into a debate forum.
But not everyone is convinced. Thousands of people took to the streets in July 2021 in the largest anti-government protests in years. They were demanding freedom. Hundreds were detained and remain in prison. Miriam Leiva has been an outspoken critic of Cuba's government. Her husband spent years in prison.
The Cuban reality doesn't need to be exaggerated because it's tragic. After years, it's my duty to say the truth. The situation is so difficult that we have to see how the government solves this and opens up. Because there is one reality. The control here is not in a civilian government, but in the hands of the military, and now more than ever.
The government is promising to improve the country's devastated economy. Millions in Cuba are waiting for those reforms that will provide the relief that many here so desperately need. Teresa, Al Jazeera, Havana, Cuba.